If you are a blueberry lover, then you have got to try this blueberry pound cake because y'all, it is so soft and fluffy and it just tastes absolutely amazing. Let's make it. Okay, so we're going to start with a whole bunch of fresh blueberries. Go ahead and dump those into a bowl. Make sure that you remove all the little stems and stuff. We're going to add in a little bit of flour to kind of coat the blueberries. This is going to help our blueberries stay suspended in the batter so that it doesn't all sink to the bottom, okay? That looks good. Now for our dry ingredients, we're going to add our flour into a large bowl, throw in some baking powder and a little bit of salt, and we're going to whisk it, all of that combined, and then we can move along to our wet ingredients. I've got some very soft butter. I'm going to throw this into a bowl, and next I'm going to add in my sugar. Now I'm just going to add that sugar in a little bit at a time, and I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes, and I'm going to mix this for 3 minutes while gradually adding in that sugar. That way the butter and the sugar gets perfectly creamed. I'm keeping my mixer on low speed. When I do this, I never have those little gluey streaks run through my pound cake because the butter and the sugar is like perfectly creamed, and 3 minutes does it for me. Look at that, perfectly creamed butter and sugar. Love it. Okay, so now we can move along and we can add our eggs. I got 5 eggs here. We're gonna add them in one at a time or 2 at a time. Okay, so now if your batter is not this dark, don't worry about it. I'm using fresh eggs and like the yolk is like super orange and it made the batter really dark. So yours may or may not be this dark. It's okay. Mix those eggs in a little bit at a time. I always keep my mixer on low when I'm making a pound cake. I'm going to throw in a whole bunch of vanilla and just a little bit of almond extract because y'all, ever since I started adding almond extract to my blueberry muffins, I like add it to everything blueberry. I love that combination. Okay, so now we're just going to mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients a little bit at a time, and we're going to alternate it with a little bit of whole milk. And this recipe is just like my classic pound cake recipe. It just has a little bit more milk and different extracts, you know. But yeah, basic buttery fluffy pound cake recipe with blueberries. It's so good. And there's our batter, all fluffy. Yep, that's how it should look. So now my favorite part, adding in those blueberries. Don't dump that excess flour in there because we don't need that excess flour, just the blueberries. Now go ahead and very gently fold those blueberries in. You don't want to break them up because we don't want a blue streak pound cake or a gray color pound cake. So just, you know, fold it in there. I have my pan already greased and floured, so I'm gonna plop my batter into the pan. Try to get it as evenly, you know, evenly around the pan as possible. Just like that, looking good. I love how the blueberries stay nice and suspended. Give it a little shake, and you can also kind of smooth out the top with a little spatula just to get it all nice and even and smooth. We're gonna pop this into our oven, 325 for about an hour, 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. You may need a little bit more time, a little bit less time, you know. So go ahead and let it cool off, and then you can go ahead and plop it out the pan and let it cool off completely. And then you can add a little bit of vanilla glaze, which is a must. Okay, this is like a butter vanilla glaze. It tastes so good on this blueberry pound cake, so don't skip it because the pound cake, I mean the blueberries are kind of like tart a little bit, so that glaze was like everything. And y'all, look at that texture, and it just got even better the next day. So if you can hold off, do it. But yeah, it's good right out the oven, you know. But that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what I got coming up. Later.